Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, let us try to understand how to work on DTAN515W1DIS1.2. The main purpose of this work is to select any one option. So you are given two options here. You need to select any one option among them, and you are supposed to write a discussion on that particular option. So you have two options. You will be selecting one option, and on that you will be working and creating discussion. Okay, everything should be unique and it should be plagiarism free and AI free. So just cross check, analyze a specific industry and identify key factors driving big data adoption, major obstacles to implementation, potential solutions to these challenges. So first you will be identifying one industry. Any one industry you should select. Okay, if you have any issue related to selecting, any difficulty you are facing in selecting any industry, just use ChatGPT and ask it. So suggest me 10 to 15, 120, at least 20 different industries where you can apply big data application. It will list you all the industries. First and foremost thing is selecting the industry. Then you can write very specific to that particular industry. Okay, related to that particular industry. If you choose healthcare industry, now considering healthcare industry, what are the key factors that are driving that makes it a necessary for that particular industry to adopt big data? Okay, maybe large volume of data. Like there will be a lot of you can find a lot of options related to that. Just cross check, search for it. At least list 10 to 15 factors that are driving big data adoption. Among them, select a couple of important factors what you feel very important for these factors are very important to be addressed in this section. Select couple of factors, list them in if, about each factor, write 2 to 3 lines why you consider that factor is important. Okay. So next, what are the major obstacles to implementation? So what implementation? Big data implementation. What are the major obstacles, major challenges to implement big data in that particular industry? It should be related to it should be the context is related to that particular industry. In that particular industry, when you are trying to adopt big data, so you know that there are certain reasons for which you are supposed to use big data in your industry, but there are some factors that are obstructing your purpose. If you are trying to implement it, there are some obstacles that are resisting to implement big data. You need to identify them. Now list at least 10 to 15 obstacles that could that are related to implementation of big data adoption in healthcare industry or your selected industry. Okay, now you write all those lists. Now you have obstacles, right? You might have listed couple of obstacles, maybe five obstacles. For all those obstacles, for each obstacle, specifically discuss what could be your challenge, how you can overcome it, how you can overcome that particular challenge so that you can utilize your big data benefits. So that should be properly addressed if you choose first option. If you choose second option, compare the strengths and limitations of traditional surveys. Specifically, you take traditional survey. What is traditional survey and what kind of strengths it is having and what are its limitations? Where it is having limitation, what kind of limitations reduces it? Okay, like if you want to select traditional survey method, what things are demotivating you from selecting it? That thing should be addressed. Now here also you try to find top 10 strengths of traditional surveys and top 10 limitations that avoid usage of traditional surveys. Okay, these two things you should properly identify. Now, when you have multiple options, you can select options that are easy to understand by you or like identify something like which is written which can be properly explored and written by you. Okay, so make sure that are easy and understandable, that thing you should address mostly. And if you feel that some point is very important to address, just mention it. Okay, so first thing you need to know what are multiple things that are available. Based on that you can create knowledge, and next when you are writing your responses, we will be reflecting on some others work, right? There you will get advantages of such information. It should be available to you readily. Next one, big data, same story. You identify what are its top 10, 15 strengths of big data and the limitations of big data, top 10, 15. Among them, choose couple of advantages and strengths and limitations. There you can address. Okay. So now hybrid approaches it means combination of both. So when we have multiple things, combination of two different approaches that can be utilized. Okay. So about all three, you are supposed to write it. At least you can go up to 400, 500 words. Is there any word limitation? There is no word limitation kind of thing. So if you choose option two, make sure you write at least 500 words. Okay. If you choose option one, your word limit will be 300 words. All right. 300 to 400 words is fine. So this is all regarding the discussion. So make sure you properly address it. All right. Thank you guys. All the best.